Hello, lovely ladies, and welcome to this presentation. My name is Lynn Hardy. I'm a naturopath and a nutritional consultant, and I'm a best-selling author of the latest book, The Fasting Bible, and also of the Aging Games, How to Come Out a Winner. Today's topic will be about fasting, and more specifically, how to fast after or during menopause. This is a very difficult time for ladies, and we're always looking for different kinds of help so that we don't have to rely on medications and doctors and HRT. Maybe you want to go through this naturally. So fasting can be a really great tool. Now, I know fasting has become very popular lately, and there are so many different fasts out there, and it's really difficult to make sense of it all and to find your way around it. It's not as easy as just stopping your food, and there's so much more to it than that. So I'm going to try to explain all that to you in this video today. Now, first of all, fasting is not new. Fasting has been around for as long as humankind has been around. It's in every religion, it's in just about every culture. And I mean, when we were hunters gatherers, we didn't have an abundance of food all the time like we have now. We definitely were not eating 5 or even 3 meals a day. It just wasn't normal. We would catch a prey, everyone would feast. And then after that, everyone would just relax and we'd be fasting. So feasting and fasting was a normal part of human life for hundreds of thousands of years until agriculture became more commonplace. Fasting is a natural state for our bodies, and this is when all the healing and repairing and all the good stuff can take place. You may have heard about autophagy. It's a new buzzword, autophagy. We didn't hear about this in the past, but autophagy is something that happens during fasting. And what happens is your body starts recycling and using old, damaged, diseased cells. So this is a huge advantage and a self-cleaning process that takes place during fasting. Another thing is that we also increase our growth hormone production during fasting and also stem cell production. And stem cells are so important because these little stem cells are able to go into any tissue, any part of your body and make repairs, which is really important as we're getting older and our bodies are slowly breaking down. You want to have more stem cells and more growth hormones. You want to be getting rid of the damaged cells and to keep this repair program going. Now, what takes place during menopause? So many changes. So many people are dealing with different side effects of menopause, such as hot flashes, insomnia, anxiety, weight gain, so many things as our estrogen and progesterone levels start to drop. Now, fasting can be very helpful with a lot of these symptoms, but you need to find the right fast for you. Not just for your body specifically, but also for this period of time, this period of change in our bodies. Now, the most common type of fast, you've probably heard a lot about this, which is intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is exactly as it sounds. You fast for a period of time and then you eat for a period of time. And this is normally for shorter periods. The most common way to do intermittent fasting is to do the 16-8, which means that you are eating in an 8-hour window. So for example, you get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you skip breakfast, and you don't have anything until, let's say, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then you would eat between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. That would be your 8-hour window. And then you would follow that with a 16-hour fast. This is a very common way to eat or to fast. And a lot of people are doing this and they're getting great success. It's really great for lowering your blood sugar levels, for balancing hormones, for sleeping better, and it's been great. It's really been great for people to lose weight. So this is one of the easiest ways to start fasting. If you're new to it, you've never fasted before, then this is definitely the way to start. If 16-18 doesn't work for you as it's too short of a period to be eating, then what you can do is fast for just 14 hours or even 12 hours. You can do 12 hours fasting and 12 hours of eating. What I would recommend if you're doing intermittent fasting and you really want to get good results, then try to do your intermittent fasting earlier in the day, because skipping dinner goes a long way into improving your health. Once the sun sets, and this is so true especially after menopause, once the sun sets, we are not biologically designed to be eating. We need to be winding down, we need to be relaxing, and the whole digestive process really slows down. You won't be digesting that food properly that you're eating for dinner, especially if you're having a large meal, and it's going to be stored as fat and it's going to be disrupting your sleep. When you're not sleeping well, it's going to lead to more problems next day. It's going to lead to more weight gain, more issues. So if you're doing intermittent fasting, I really suggest doing it earlier in the day. I really make an effort not to eat after sunset, or usually around 4, 5 o'clock. I don't have a meal after that. That's my final meal. I'm normally on 2 meals a day, so I'll have my first meal maybe 11, 12, and then have my final meal around 4 or 5, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I've been doing this for many years. So if you're very comfortable with intermittent fasting and you want to step up your game a little bit, one thing you can try is OMAD. OMAD is 1 meal a day, which means you're actually fasting for 24 hours and you have a 1 hour period when you would have your one main meal. Now, OMAD is very effective and it works great for many people. I did it for many years. The problem with OMAD is getting enough calories within that 1 hour. And when you're menopausal, you don't want to be restricting your calories. You want to make sure that you're not spiking your cortisol levels. You want to make sure you're getting enough calories. You don't want to slow down your metabolism, which can also lead to more weight gain. So OMAD can be a good thing to do for maybe 1 or 2 days a week, but I wouldn't recommend during menopause to continue this in the long term. It would be better to do the intermittent fasting. But if you want to step up your game a little bit, you can do intermittent fasting and then add OMAD and do this maybe 1 or 2 days a week, or maybe just before you're going on holidays and you know you're going to be eating a lot more, you'll be doing a lot of feasting. So you want to prepare your body for the feasting by starting to fast first. So OMAD would be a good time to try that. Following OMAD, we come to a little bit more of an extreme fast, which is alternate day fasting. I don't recommend you do this unless you're trying to heal some kind of a health issue or you have a lot of weight that you need to lose. You know, we always have to be careful with our cortisol, with our stress hormones during menopause. Anytime cortisol rises, then our progesterone lowers even more, and you know, you may be experiencing anxiety, insomnia, irritability, and you don't want to be dealing with those issues because it's really important to maintain our mental health and to sleep well. But anyway, I will tell you about alternate day fasting, which involves eating one day and not eating the next, then eating again and not eating again. Now, alternate day fasting can be very, very effective, especially for weight loss. Some people struggle on their days off when they're not supposed to eat. So there is an alternate way to do it where you can have up to 500 calories on the days that you are fasting. Now, I've done ADF both ways, with the 500 calories and without the 500 calories. And I actually found it easier to do without the calories because I found that when I was eating those 500 calories, that actually made me hungrier. It just kind of triggered my hunger hormones and I wanted to eat more. So when I was just doing water on those days, I found it a lot more comfortable. Now, the next fast we're going to talk about is water fasting and extended water fasting, because obviously water fasting is part of all of these programs that I've mentioned before. Intermittent fasting, ADF, OMAD, everything involves water fasting when you are not eating during those periods. But water fasting specifically can be an extended fast as well. We can start at 24 hours, 48-hour water fasts are quite common, 72 hours, and then there are extended water fasts. Some people go up to 10 days. I have a friend who has done 21 days for Lent, which is a very, very long fast. I definitely don't recommend it. It's not necessary, and it's probably not very useful during menopause. I might do a longer extended fast like that if I had something wrong, if I had a condition that I wanted to heal. The longest water fast that I have done was 10 days, and I've done 10 days several times. I will sometimes combine different fasts, water fasting, dry fasting. You know, I'll start maybe with an OMAD and then I work my way into a water fast. So there are different combinations that you can do. The important thing, ladies, is to always listen to your body and listen to how you're feeling. Because if you're not feeling well, then you need to stop your fast and relax. You know, if you decide, okay, I'm going to do a 3-day fast, and you wake up in the morning and you're so hungry and you're not feeling well and you're low on energy and you're feeling miserable, then it's not the time to fast. You know, do it when you're feeling calm, when you don't have to run around and do all kinds of chores, go to work, when you don't need to stress about anything. Fasting should always be a relaxing time. This should be a time for reflection, for meditation, for taking it easy. It should not be a difficult time. It shouldn't be stressful on your body because we don't want any added stress at any time. Having said that, when I did my first 10-day fast, this was 10 years ago, It was absolutely life-changing for me. I didn't set out to do a water fast, a 10-day water fast. This was my first time actually water fasting. Even though I've done so many different fasts in the past, the master cleanse, the 10-day master cleanse. I used to do 3-week juice fasts. I've done it all. I started fasting 35 years ago. So I have done every single fast out there. But my first extended water fast was 5 years ago. And I was carrying quite a bit of weight. And that wasn't really my reason for wanting to fast. I really wanted to get healthier. And I started with just 24 hours. I felt great. So I decided to do another 24 hours and another 24 hours and another 24 hours. And I just felt so full of energy. And it was just a perfect time for my body to fast. It was spring, so it was time for my body to cleanse. And I just felt so energized and so empowered by this fast that it changed my life. I was able to get rid of a shoulder injury that was bothering me for almost 2 years. It was just debilitating and nothing worked. I was able to heal my thyroid. I was able to get rid of eczema, which was just horrible on my feet, and nothing worked. So my body went into this full healing mode during these 10 days. Yes, I lost weight, which was incredible. And it started me on a healthier diet, and it started me on this weight loss journey. And within the next 6 months or so, I was able to drop about 25-30 pounds, which was huge. I've never been able to lose that much weight in my life. So the 10-day fast for me was a miracle. Now, I don't recommend a 10-day fast for you at this point. I don't recommend it without checking with your doctor. Always check with your medical provider if you're making any kind of changes, and especially fasting. It can be dangerous with certain health conditions. You always want to make sure that you're safe. So don't just, oh, well, it worked for Lynn, so I'm going to do it. Please don't listen to that. I'm just telling you this so that you understand how healing and how beneficial fasting can be, but it doesn't have to be a long fast like that. After my 10-day fast, what I decided to do was I was doing a lot of OMAD, so 1 meal a day, and I would eat for 5 days during the week, and then I was fasting every weekend. And I was doing this because I still needed to lose weight, and I just wanted to maintain this amazing state of cleanliness and pureness and health that my body was able to reach. And since then, water fasting has been a regular part of my life, especially, as the seasons change. When you get into spring, you get into fall, your body also goes into detox mode, and fasting during these periods has been really, really helpful in getting rid of the toxins that are building up in our bodies all the time. No matter how healthy your lifestyle is, how healthy you're eating, we are subjected to so many different chemicals in the air, in the food, in our homes. Most of us are living in a toxic environment under blue light, staring at screens all the time. So your body's not able to detoxify as it would normally. This is why fasting can be super helpful in getting back to that healthy body that you want. Now, how can fasting help us during menopause? If you're going through the menopausal symptoms and you're feeling lost and you don't know what to do, then first of all, make dietary changes, because too much sugar, too much alcohol, coffee, processed foods, not exercising enough, not sleeping well enough, not taking time to relax, to meditate, to unwind. All of those things are detrimental and will make your menopausal symptoms worse. So if you're not going to address those things, then fasting alone is not really enough to make a big difference. Fasting needs to be part of a really healthy lifestyle. So this is the perfect time, ladies, to make healthy changes and to improve the quality of our lives moving forward, and to avoid so many of the diseases that are, those scary diseases that we see women going through: cancer, heart disease, Alzheimer's. The risk to all of those things can be reduced with a healthier lifestyle and through regular fasting. So how do we get started? If you've never fasted before, first thing is to check with your medical provider. I can't stress this enough. Make sure that fasting is right for you. If you're taking medications, check with your doctor and make sure fasting is right for you. The first step would be to start with intermittent fasting and start slowly. You don't need to go crazy. Start with, for example, skipping dinner this week or having an earlier dinner. If you have your normal dinner at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or if you live in Spain, 10 o'clock at night, then switch it over and start having dinner a couple of hours early so you're already extending the time that you're fasting. If you wake up and you have breakfast right away, for example, 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, try to stretch out that time and try to have breakfast a little bit later. Have your breakfast at 10 o'clock. So anytime you can extend the time between meals, you're fasting. We don't need to be eating 5 times a day. We don't need 3 meals a day plus 2 snacks. Your body never has time to recover from digestion. Digestion takes so much effort and so much energy from the body, and it's always taking it away from all the other important things like healing the body. So please try to limit how many meals you have a day, limit your snacking time, and limit the window within which you are eating. So try maybe a 12-hour window of eating, 12 hours of fasting. And then after that, you can extend that time to 16, to 16:8 and see how that's working for you. Now, the next really important thing, and people overlook this all the time, is how you break your fast. How you break your fast will determine the success of your fast. So if you've done a 24-hour or 48-hour water fast, and then you just decide to go back to eating junk or eating all kinds of stuff and making up for the amount of food that you didn't have and just pigging out and drinking alcohol, drinking Coke, you've done nothing. You've done absolutely nothing to your body. So fasting needs to be a time of reflection and a time to make changes, positive changes. This is a great opportunity to clean up your diet, to get rid of cravings, to reduce sugar consumption, to reduce caffeine, eliminate alcohol, to start an exercise program afterwards. These should be motivating you to make changes. So it's really important how you break your fast. Now, a lot of people recommend breaking your fast with vegetables, with fruit. It really depends on what kind of diet you follow. If you're on a keto diet or a keto carnivore diet, for example, then you might not want to have all that fruit or so many vegetables. The way I usually break my fast is I'll have like a Greek yogurt, maybe an egg. I might have some cucumber slices, and then it depends how long the fast is. So if it was a shorter fast, then by noon time, I'll be having my normal meals. If I did a more extended fast, then of course, you need to prolong that time where you're having lighter meals. You need to extend that to a longer period of time. But really, this is the time and this is the opportunity to make changes. So as you slowly start slowly eating those foods that you want to continue eating that will be nourishing your body. And keep in mind, ladies, this is also so often missed, that protein becomes super important, and we need to consume a lot more protein as we're getting older and as we go into menopause. The reason being is that we start losing a lot of muscle, and also we start losing our energy. And protein helps so much with this. And it's kind of hard to actually consume all the protein that we need. So some women will have protein shakes. I have this amazing protein shake that I really love from Equip, which only has 3 ingredients. Grass-fed beef, I know, and it tastes amazing. You'd never know it. It has cocoa and stevia, because I like the chocolate flavor. The vanilla flavor will have vanilla. Only 3 ingredients, and it's amazing, because some days I know I'm just not eating enough protein. So then I have the shake, and it adds another 25 grams of protein to my diet, which is amazing. So for long-term success, guys, make sure you're getting enough protein. Drinking pure filtered spring water is really important during the fast and after the fast. How you break the fast is really important, and always listen to your body. So at any time, if you're not feeling well, then stop or slow down. You have a light meal and then start your fast another time. Menopause is a difficult time as it is, and we're going through so many changes and it's so overwhelming. So the best thing to do is to fuel your body with hope, with love, with rest, and not to stress it, not to overstress it. So if you decide to make fasting part of your menopausal routine, then I guarantee you that it will definitely help with menopausal symptoms. It will help improve your sleep, and it will help ward off diseases down the line into the future, which is really important. I really want to feel at peace knowing that I'm doing everything I can for my health, and knowing that I'm going to be healthy 20, 30, 40 years down the line. I really know that. I trust that in my heart, and that I, hopefully won't be relying on medications and doctors and surgeries, because I can take control of my own health. And by far, fasting is the best way that I know how to do that. So ladies, thank you so much for listening to this presentation. It was hard to squeeze everything in this short period of time, but I hope that you found it helpful and interesting. And if you wanted to learn more about fasting, then check out the Fasting Bible on Amazon, and you can get a lot more information from my book. Thank you again, and wishing you all happiness and the best of health.